Hey guys, what's going on? It's Fatal Misfire. I wanted to give you guys a little look around Pokemon Go. Obviously, I'm right here in the UK. The servers are online. They do have a few intermittent issues. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys a little look around it so you can see what you're doing, and maybe if there's anything you're not sure about, maybe we'll clear it up in the video. So to get started, in the bottom left corner, you have your own account. This obviously tells you your current trainer level, coins, badges that you've acquired, your current gym team, so on and so forth. You've got your journal that tells you everything you've gone through. The bottom right corner, this is all Pokemon that are nearby. As you can see, some are in colour, some are silhouettes. If they're in colour, it's ones you've already caught. If they're silhouettes, it's one you haven't. Top right corner is obviously your compass, so you can see which direction north is. Not that it really matters. If you know the area where you live quite well, then you pretty much have a rough idea which direction north is anyway. As you can see, I've got some Pokestops, a couple of gyms. I've actually got 2 gyms quite close by to me, and they're both on my team, which is helpful. There's quite a few Pokestops, but I haven't got any ridiculously close Pokemon, so that's not too bad. So moving on from there, you've got the main menu. You've got Pokedex, Shop, Pokemon, and Items. Your Pokedex, obviously, as it always has in all the Pokemon games. Obviously, I'm old enough to remember the original Pokemon games for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. So it just basically shows the Pokemon you've caught and information on those Pokemon. Your shop, where you can buy in-game items. Obviously, I don't in any way endorse buying things in-game. The game itself is free, but if you want to buy coins to buy certain items to help you along, then that's entirely up to you guys. You know, I'm not saying I won't, but I'm not saying you should. So, the items menu, all these items, you start off with 50 Pokeballs anyway. You get your camera and you get one unlimited use egg incubator. At level 6, you get another egg incubator that you can use for 3 uses. And the potions and revives and the rest of my Pokeballs I have literally acquired from leveling up and from hidden Pokestops. So they're well worth it. I mean, I've got 27 potions, 22 revives right there. So, you know, those things are going to come in handy. Especially when I start doing gym battles. Which I haven't actually done yet, but you know. So, what about Pokemon? How easy are they to find? Honestly, I got this probably mid-afternoon yesterday, and as you can see, I already have quite a collection. Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, the original 3 that were sort of like the primary ones from the original games. They were the ones we always started off with. You always had to choose one of them. So, you know, I've got all 3 of them. I started off with Charmander. That was the very first one that I got. Bulbasaur and Squirtle, I collected both of those purely through hatching eggs. So don't write the eggs off, guys. I've been very lucky with them. I've hatched 3 eggs. I got Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and also Jigglypuff, who's just there. And yeah, I just got really lucky. I have no idea what's going to be in any of my next eggs. As you can see at the top there, it says I've got 7 of 9. You can carry 9 eggs in total. I have 7, 2 of which currently in incubators. So I don't know what I'm going to get in them. I might get a replica. I might get something I haven't already got. Excuse me. Yeah, as you can see, it says I've got 30. What you need to bear in mind, guys, if you have eggs, then the total number of Pokemon you have is including of your eggs. So if it says you have 30, but it says you have 7 eggs, then you only actually have 23 usable Pokemon, because 7 of them are eggs. As you can see, a lot of mine are very, very low level. There's a couple that are a little higher. Jigglypuff's 120, Ghastly's 80, Drowsy 139, Hypno 369. And then, you know, a lot of them are sort of like between anywhere from sort of like 10 right up to 80. So it's not too bad. I mean, it's a shame that the only place you can battle at the moment is the gyms. I haven't tried gym battling yet. but we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that one. I'm hoping that Niantic decide to put in things like friend battles and also possibly like battling with wild Pokemon, because in the original games that's exactly what you did. That's what we all wanted to do with this. We all wanted to battle wild Pokemon and see which ones we could catch. You know, we wanted it to maybe be a little more difficult. Some of the Pokemon, it is quite difficult to catch. Annoyingly, I had a Bellsprout pop up in front of me earlier on, as much as I hate to say it. It popped up, it was there, I threw 4 Pokeballs at it. Every one of them captured it. However, it broke out. And it broke out 4 times and then disappeared. So be careful, guys, you're not always guaranteed to catch. I found it's usually easier if you stood still while you try and catch them, and then just go from there. There's a few things you can do with this. Obviously, as you can see, I've got Drowsy and Hypno. If I wanted to, I could transfer Drowsy. As you see, it says 49 Drowsy candy. Now, for anybody that knows the evolution scale, Drowsy and Hypno are virtually the same monster, just different evolutions. So Hypno is the evolved version of Drowsy. So they use the same candies, which, bear that in mind, they do use the same candies. As you can see, I have 49 of them. The reason for that is because I have caught and transferred several Drowsies. And the reason you transfer them is because when you capture them, you get, say, 10 or 5 or 10 candies with it, for example. And then when you transfer it to Professor Willow, you then get another candy in return. So every time you catch it, you get the ones that you get with it, then you transfer it and you get a bonus one. So if you do that 5 or 6 times, you're going to get quite a few candies, which you can then use to evolve or power up all your different Pokemon. And you can go from there. As you can see, that's roughly where I caught this one, which is actually in a park not far from where I live. It's quite a big park, so me and my girlfriend went for a walk around to see what we could get. Unfortunately, no particularly great water Pokemon, even though, as you can see, there's a massive lake there. But maybe we did hit a few server issues along the way, so that might have contributed to why we didn't get anything. But we'll keep trying. But yeah, transferring, well worth it, guys. Every Pokemon you come across, catch it. Even if you've already got 4 of them, catch it. Transfer all the lower ones. Keep the highest one, transfer the lower ones. You'll still get your candies. Well worth it, guys. The Ghastly I was lucky to get, that managed to pop up just before my battery died, which it did today. The Hypno, I was amazed I even got. I've upgraded that a couple of times and made it slightly more powerful. I've powered it up, I think 2, maybe 3 times, something like that, or once maybe, I'm not sure. It was about 350 or 353 or something like that. When I actually found it, it literally just had 3 question marks. That was it. And I was like, wow, what level is this thing? I did not expect to actually capture it, but I did. And I was quite happy with that, as anybody would be. It's a pretty good Pokemon. It's got some pretty powerful attacks. Should come in handy in a few gym battles. As you can see, I've got both Nidorans. I've got Jigglypuff, Rattata, Raticate. Obviously, again, their evolutions. Caterpie, Weedle, Pidgey, Spearow. A few different variations. There's a bit of a variety there because of where I live. There's sort of different types of landscapes around, so it makes it a little easier to catch different Pokemon. Your Pokedex, literally, like I said at the start, it does just show you everything that you have already caught. You can't really view ones that you haven't already caught. However, you can see the full information on ones that you have. However, if you look at the evolutions are actually blacked out. But if any of you are old enough to remember, or even played most of the games that have the original Pokemon in, you'll probably already know. Like, for example, Charmander goes to Charmeleon and then Charizard. So I'm sure most of you already know that and know the evolutions for a lot of these Pokemon already. It does only show the list as far as the latest one you have captured. It doesn't show any numbers after that. Now, if I remember correctly, including Mew and Mewtwo, there was originally 152 Pokemon. in the original series. They are, as far as I'm aware, they are the only ones confirmed to actually be in the game so far. But I'd imagine that as time goes on, they'll update it, they'll add more into it, and I think they'll have to be careful, because otherwise it's going to get overcrowded with Pokemon, and you're just going to get people stood there throwing Pokeballs left, right, and centre. So that to me seems a little silly. The idea is for you to hunt for them. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, I hope this has helped you a little bit, guys. If there's any other information you want, leave a message in the comments. I do try to reply to all of them. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.